Hey, good morning, Motivational Drive by Coco here. Stuck in traffic in Algonquin. How fun is that? Get my music started again. Okay, let's see. Another Jovan quote. Once again, I thought Jovan was somebody who was, just did fragrance or something, or jeans or some crazy thing like that. But I guess I'm wrong. Okay, this is an interesting quote, and I have to ponder this for a second. Love can sometimes be magic, but magic can sometimes just be an illusion. All right, I get it. I figured this one out. Okay, love can be magic. When you're in love, we had this conversation a little while ago, about a week ago actually. When you're in love, it quickens the step, it brightens the heart, it makes you feel young, yada yada yada. When you're in love, it's magic. It's absolute magic. But sometimes magic is illusion. And that goes back to an ongoing statement I have made about falling in love with the idea of somebody and not necessarily with the person. That happens a lot, where people fall in love with the idea of somebody, not that person. Gotta be careful of things like that. I mean, it's critical that you pay attention to the heart. In fact, just the other day we were talking about like arranged marriages, or when you're so calculating on what you're looking for. Somebody has to be so tall. Or you have relationship rules, and you have very stringent relationship rules. I was guilty. I had relationship rules for many years where I had, went on, I have 2 ex-wives in a long-term relationship and a handful of women that I went out with beside that all fit. They're all the same size, shape, there's a whole list of features. It's like, it's spooky now that I look back. And then the original model of who they were actually emulating, who I was actually looking for, I discovered that as well. So that was kind of exciting. But in this case, the whole thing, sometimes magic is an illusion, and the magic, you could be in love and all of a sudden the magic's gone. You felt that or seen that, where your relationship, your love is absolute magic, and then all of a sudden one day it's not anymore. Well, you've got to realize there's a difference between love and lust, love and infatuation, and the fact that you can actually love somebody, or you can love the idea of somebody. I've talked about that on and on and on. But there's a lot of people who struggle with that, because sometimes it's really easy to fall in love with the idea of somebody. So, when you go home, if there's somebody you love, tell them you love them, give them a hug, give them a kiss, bring that pint of their favorite ice cream and have ice cream before dinner as the appetizer, or their favorite pie, or whatever it may be. You can always have leftovers later. And be happy that the magic is real. And if you're in a situation where you've realized that the magic was an illusion the whole time, that's sad, but grow with that. Think about that, and I'll bet you'll realize in past relationships where the magic wasn't real, it was an illusion. But now you can learn from that fact and grow. And in your life, you either grow or you die, and nobody wants to die. So keep that in mind. Work on that every single day. And I will see you again tomorrow. Have the most exceptional, stupendous day ever. Bye-bye.